Picture this. Mario and God had a baby, but it looks exactly like Mario. What's in your head? Mario, right? Wrong. It's Mario, but he can shape the earth, breathe fire, blow air, and manipulate water. How easily would this version of Mario be able to beat Super Mario Odyssey? I started in Cap Kingdom. I do know there's 4 elements, and I do know Mario is, capable... Oh my god! After testing some of the elements, he looks like the dinosaurs from Jurassic World. I got Cappy. Now, there are a few questions I wanted to answer during this mod. 1, how many moons could I make significantly easier by being able to control elements? 2, if normal Mario was able to control elements, what is the minimum number of captures I would need to beat the game? And 3, realistically, how much time could be saved in a speedrun if Mario had these abilities? I'd like to preface this by saying it wasn't a speedrun, but I did go fast for certain moons to try and see how much time you could save with them. Right off the bat, I found a cutscene you could skip. We're gonna get there without using the bridge. Oh my god, we made it easy peasy. I made it up to the boss fight, beat Topper, and advanced to Cascade. Okay, I know the title just played, but I have to admit something. I've never seen Avatar. I know what you're thinking. How could you? How dare you? Why would you even play the mod? Because it's fun? Cascade was easy. I skipped the first moon and did a new version of Dino Skip Skip, and brought down Madame Brutal. After 2 easy moons, I made it to Sand. Before we continue in Sand, I would like to thank Just Can't 8 for making this mod. It was really awesome. If you would like to play it, the link is in the description. Sand Kingdom was the first place we were able to start breaking the game. In some ways, better than others. This doesn't really work like I was picturing it would. I gave myself some sand boosts, got the moon on top of the tower, and it was time to experiment. Harriet is on top of the pyramid. I can fly. I'll let you big brain this one. That should be enough. Hell yeah! We're up here early, baby! It turns out Harriet doesn't care about my water shields, but she wasn't a fan when I breathed fire at her. You know what also doesn't like it when you breathe fire at it? Ice. At least that's what you would think. Can I melt ice? No, this isn't Breath of the Wild. You're a disappointment, Mario. I advanced through the underground and it was time for a science experiment. You think we can touch him? He's bald? Did you guys know he was bald? It's okay. If you ever start balding, just know Nucletuck was also not immune to being bald. So, not everybody can be perfect. I decided to get the Jaxie sub-area moon without a Jaxie, and well, it was easy. Jaxie Driver. I don't think that name is very accurate. I got 1 final moon in Sand and went to Lake. I climbed the wall to get the painting moon and beat Rango. It turns out the water shield didn't help me from drowning, and Chad asked, "What are you doing?" 2 videos in a row? Am I going for the three-peat? Lake was pretty elementary outside of that, and I made it to Wooded. Wooded was a bit funky. First, I climbed the entire kingdom because I was the Earth. And then, this happened. Hello? What is going on? The rocket has black. Oh! Oh! Oh, I'm flying! What? I got a few moons before the boss fight and had a theory. I wanted to talk it out with the Brutals on the ship. A nice, peaceful talk wouldn't hurt. Right? Kind of rude of you to include everybody. Stupid ass brute. I got the multi-moon and it was time to answer the next question, Deep Woods. Could you get out of Deep Woods if you flew high enough? For 3 minutes, I flew up and up and up, and I was unable to make it out. It's kind of rude for Deep Woods to ignore my feelings like that. Like, wouldn't you just consider them? I'm literally just Mario, who can bend the elements. So Mario, but with the ability of bending elements. I quite literally flew past some fuzzies, and it was tank time. I killed the tanks. Oh my god! I'm a demolitions expert! It was time to find Captain Toad. Mr. Toadsworth, but without the worth. Are you kidding me, Toad? Cat Mario is here, but you're not here? I made it my personal mission to know that Toad made 8
terrible mistake.
Somehow I made it to 11 moons into Wooded without testing the second important question. If you can burn nuts. You should, you'd think, be able to do this. Well, that was fun. Let's do it again. I did. I did nothing but burn nuts for the rest of the kingdom, was a sentence I never thought I would say in my life, and made it to Cloud. Brutally, Bowser doesn't take damage to anything except his own hat, which, looking back, is a terrible way to design a product. In Phineas and Ferb, Doofenshmirtz only made products that had a self-destruct button. So Bowser is like Doofenshmirtz. Are they cut from the same cloth? Lost was fairly uneventful. Cappy reminded me he was still here by taking over this Glidon, but there wasn't much that happened. I made it to Metro, where there was once again another thing that needed to be tested. I will not touch the ground until I am in the Mecha Wiggler boss fight. 2 minutes later, I was able to prove that factual. I tried to mess around in Metro, but there wasn't a ton that I was able to do. I climbed walls, jumped over buildings, burned down the city. Oh wait, you probably would want to see that, wouldn't you? I climbed walls, jumped over buildings, and burned down the city. And by the city, I mean Toad. Yeah, about that moon, do you want to give it to me now? The rest of Metro was quick and easy. Up next was Snow Kingdom. I got Snowdram for the first time ever and made a realization. If I burn down the kingdom with my fire ability, what does it become? Kingdom? After abusing some Shavarians, I got some moons. It turns out, Mario's blowing ability isn't strong enough to push these Spinies, which is ironic because this waifu's is. So is this waifu better than I am? Some other moons aside, it was once again time to see my favorite treasure hunter in all the land. It's time for your reckoning. I really like him as a character. He's one of my favorites. Can you tell? Seaside was up. The snail didn't like me ground pounding. Canonically... Wait, I need to look this name up. Mollusk Landseer? That's his actual name? Why couldn't it be like Bob, or Joe, or Bartholomew? Canonically, he is drinking the water that comes from the spouts. But what if we could find out for ourselves what he was drinking? Guys? No! He's trapped me in here! This is a social experiment! After that, I went and found the captain of Toads. Who do you think you are? From there, I was able to make it to Luncheon. After a few earth-shattering pushes, I found myself in the Forks room. It went exactly how you'd think it would go. I just climbed the whole thing. It was at this time Mario got his Clark Kent on. That's not exactly what I had in mind, but I'll take it. That was easy. I made it up to the pot and flew to the moon. I entered the Marmalade room and it was time to soar the skies. From there, I lit a torch. I'm so glad that that worked. I didn't stop there though. Good lord! The other one's not even lit! Oh my god, they are burning! Speaking of burning... It was time for Ruined. Earlier in the video I alluded to this, and it was time to figure out, could we skip the second capture? Turns out, it wasn't as easy as you think it might be. We're gonna start this trek at 2 hours and 10 minutes. Here we go. This is gonna take forever. How long do you think it'll take? 30 seconds? Maybe a minute? Okay, 5 minutes in. While I continue to climb, we're gonna take a word from our sponsor. I don't have a sponsor, but in turn, can you guys just subscribe? It helps me out a lot as a creator, and if you don't like it, you can change your mind later with just a few clicks. Thanks. Back to it. We went around the death plane. 6.5 minutes. The fight was a bit melodramatic, besides... Oh, he's got boogers! And it was time to face off against Bowser Jr.'s dad. If you didn't know, I can't skip to the fight here because you need all the other moons first, which was sad. I spewed fire at Topper and brought down Harriet once again. I climbed up the wall pretty quickly and made it to the final fight in Bowser's, where I had an idea dawn upon me. Okay, we have to do a science experiment. Well, this is fun. Let's just say they didn't stand a chance. Moon time. I hope you realize what I'm about to do with the moon gravity. I am going to do the best moon skip the world has ever seen. This is barely any height. What are you talking about? Like, what do you expect? Me not to be able to make that? And with that out of the way, there were no more elements I was able to utilize. So, let's answer the questions. 1, I would say about 10 moons were significantly easier, at least compared to the way the speedrunners do it. 2, the minimum number of captures is 2 if Mario had these abilities, and 3, maybe 30 seconds could be saved. Speedrunners are really fast, so there's nothing that stood out while playing the mod that felt like it would save a ton of time. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye. Adios. Is the curtain still here?